Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in tonight's video, but more specifically, Emeka Egbuka, who just had a phenomenal rookie debut for this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, including 2 touchdowns. And we're going to start it off hot because this was the play that ultimately won the football game for Tampa Bay. And as we saw after the fact, he was the one who recommended this play call because of what he saw prior. Now, we're going to take a look at we're going to look at all of his catches and, maybe a target. He had 6 total targets in this football game. The first game on the road against a divisional rival, especially based off of last season, I'm just happy to get this victory for Tampa Bay. I think Baker Mayfield, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. They were struggling to run the football. Atlanta came out, hunting. We got to give credit where credit is due here. But Egbuka doing a phenomenal job here, and I'm just kind of laying out this route for you guys because what we notice here, and it's been too long yapping, let me just show you the play here. This is also a phenomenal football thrown by Baker Mayfield, and we'll get to that other angle in just 1 second. The player that when we take back and look at the all-22 like we are doing right here, I see a bug. There's literally a hornet's nest brewing on my window outside of my apartment here in the office. And one just was crawling on the floor just now. So, apologies right there. What? Man, I don't like bees. That kind of rattles me. We got Jessie Bates right here. And what you see, and the reason I was kind of showcasing this route here, is first off, we got a little bit of a hitch here from Baker Mayfield. Just a little bit, and you'll see it in this other angle, just a little bit of something with his shoulder. What they're thinking, what Jessie Bates is thinking here is that Mike Evans is running a post, and this football is going to him. So what he's going to do is he's going to end up jumping this route and trying to get this interception or deflect the ball here because, like I said, this puts up Tampa 3 points. So Tampa needs a touchdown here, and it's 1st and 10. There's about a minute left. They're on their 25-yard line. And so he's leaving his zone here, and that just leaves Emeka in one-on-one coverage. So you see him win his route, like he said he was going to do right before this play got called. And when we take a look at the end zone in all 22, you're going to see this beautiful football thrown by Baker. But I'll show you this little hitch right there from Baker. And this ball is right on the money. I mean, Egbuka wins his route, but you can kind of see the ball is high enough. His hands go up at the perfect time. This guy plays like a savvy veteran. That was kind of his MO, his calling card. Ohio State does a great job of coaching these kids and developing them and getting these guys ready for the National Football League, especially at the wide receiver position. Let me see if I can pause it properly, but you kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. It's a little bit high up in the air as far as he's just got to jump up a little bit to catch this football. Not, really all that much, but you know what I mean, where the defensive back, even if the route wasn't won, he's already late. So he doesn't have a chance to even catch this football because it's out of his reach. He's just a step too late. So this was phenomenal. Like I said, Emeka called this play. He said he was ready. If you're going to run it, I'm going to be open. I'm going to burn him here. I'm going to win. I'm going to game my defensive back here. Jessie Bates is going to bite, and that's exactly what we saw. All right, my apologies there, folks. The carcass has been removed. That's living in Florida. That'll do it. So we're looking at the second touchdown here. And this is a nice little drag, and you got, Mike Evans going deep as well. And this defensive back here is going to make a really nice play, or just a smart play. And you're going to see Baker Mayfield once again just using his power and touch here to make a phenomenal throw. We're seeing him crossing. He's open, but this DB here, linebacker in the nickel, he does a really good job of seeing this. The ball's just been thrown, and he's kind of reading this. And just a game of inches. Really is just a game of inches. But Emeka runs a nice route here. They get him open, and DB makes a nice play, and Baker makes an even better throw that you'll see even better from this next clip. Now, folks, before we get any further, hit that like button for me. We cover Tampa Bay over on this channel, a couple of videos a week. If you guys want a film study on anybody, let me know down below. I was thinking of doing one on YAW and just this whole Buccaneers defense in general, because after that first touchdown they gave up to Atlanta, I feel like they did a really good job of settling in here. But I'll let you see this, and this is just pretty nuts of a throw from Baker Mayfield. Just barely through his outstretched leaping arms. Right here, we got Emeka run a nice cross here, and you're going to see it better from this next angle. This is really impressive, especially for a rookie making his debut. And, as I kind of started at the beginning of this video, Baker, this is like one of the first plays of the second quarter here. It's 7-0 Atlanta. It took the offense a couple of drives to really get it going, but just a really nice athletic grab from Egbuka here. And we'll just get to this next clip. I mean, he's wide open. But Baker Mayfield and this Buccaneers offense, it's week one. Preseason's kind of weird in the National Football League now. You got all these starters all across the league that come out here are rusty. I remember watching football back in the day, and you would have starters play like the whole first half. I mean, these guys would play the whole first half in the fourth preseason football game. So, I'm a fan of the condensing from 4 to 3, but it does have offenses starting slow. You also see it in college football a lot, where just offenses are slow. So this football is a little behind him, as you can tell here. And this is a nice grab, man. You got to kind of slow down here just a little bit. You got to reach in full speed all the way behind you. You got to have the control to catch this football that he does. He maintains, hangs on, and just gets a little bit of extra yardage. So if this football is like right here, he's able to run in stride, maybe pick up a little bit more yak, but the ball's a little behind him. So he adjusts in midair and makes a beautiful grab. And I feel like this kind of small stuff, because this is just a catch for 9 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns in this football game. I think it's just a good representation of how NFL ready he is. And I saw a couple of comments in our victory recap video a few days ago saying, he's really the reason Tampa Bay won this football game. I mean, I know they had a couple of opportunities, or they would have had a couple more opportunities because there was still a minute left in that first clip we showed you. But this guy was NFL ready, and he might be the best wide receiver in this draft class. All right, folks, we're going to probably end it here. That's not really the route he runs, but I do love to draw on these. Now, this was early on in the football game, and like I said, even worse drawing. Tampa was struggling to put stuff together. This throws maybe just a little bit late, I guess is how you would say it. Xavier Watts also makes a phenomenal play on the football here. He does a really good job in this football game. The rookie out of Notre Dame. I'm a biased Notre Dame football fan. Maybe this football's got to be thrown right here so he can catch it in this general vicinity. But you're going to end up seeing, the safety come down, Xavier Watts. Maybe the linebacker is going to cross this, take a sharp route to it. So Baker takes an extra second to throw this football. He's currently open. And Xavier Watts just comes on in here. Maybe it's not thrown a little hard enough. It looks pretty well thrown. But this is just kind of the small stuff from this football game. And I was going to show you the other catch because, like I said, he had 4 total catches for, 67 total yards, my bad, in this football game. He was targeted 6 times, but his 4th catch that I didn't show you, it was late in the second half or first half, and it was just like a 2-yard screen play. The blocking wasn't the best. So I'll show you this angle here. On the broadcast, I think the broadcasters, I'm not a huge fan. I believe this was like Vilma and Albert. Not a huge fan of those color commentators, here. But like we were showing you in that last clip, maybe the ball should have been thrown right there a split second. And, Xavier just makes a really nice play on this. So, doesn't come together, but as we saw as the game progressed, it didn't matter because he ends up catching 2 total touchdowns. So, folks, that's it for me. It's getting late here in the Bay Area, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button, hit that sub button if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts on this debut down below, and then let me know if you guys want any specific film study from this Tampa Bay Buccaneers Week 1 game. We got a while, all the way until Monday night in Houston till their second game. So have a great rest of your night or day, and we'll see you soon. Peace.